Yo, what up? Benjamin D'Souza here, the Yachuan Emperor, back with another vid. Give my take, my commentary on a myriad of topics that's been floating around the manosphere. I'm gonna have to cite a lot of my sources and whatnot, and I don't reinvent the wheel, man. I don't. I already know what the major critique on me is gonna be. It's gonna be, you don't come up with your own stuff. Yeah, I don't. I'm a critic. I critique stuff. That's what I do. You come with something and then I'm gonna critique it. That's what I do. I'm a Virgo. You feel me? I'm a natural critic. I'm my biggest critic. That's something I had to come to terms with over the years. I'll be too critical on myself and overanalyze and overcritique myself, and essentially put myself in a stagnant position. But anyway, I wanted to speak on a couple of things. It's not going to be a focused Predator recap on one video or one podcast in particular. I'm just going off the top of the dome, and I'm just going to hit targets at random. But what I do want to talk about first is the brother Brian Salons. Shout out to him. I advise brothers, if you listen to me, go check his stuff out. But one of his most recent videos is, it's not your beauty or lack thereof. I'm paraphrasing. It's not your beauty or lack thereof. It's your attitude. And I have to agree with him. Now he was, he was really expressing a bunch of monk type of views, which that's really not me. You feel me? I don't know what I am. I rep SYSBM, but to be real with you, I don't know what I am. Cause when I'm out, shit, I'm like, I don't know. I'm like a mix of MGTOW, SYSBM, Ibmore, and I don't know, Mode 1. I don't know. I'm on a journey. But anyway, he was saying, he come across a lot of black American females who are aesthetically beautiful. They are, and it's a lot of them. I'm not gonna front. There are some bufferillas. There really are some old linebacker backs. Looking like they getting 20 some odd reps at the NFL Combine and shit. Running a 4.6 and shit. 3.5 on the cones and shit. There are some beat motherfuckers out here. But on average, shit, I come across some bad ones. And I holler. Shit, I be hollering at them, and it's really not, it's really not how they look. Now he was talking about, a lot, maybe the majority of black females who enter into the adult entertainment industry, how they go for white men, and he made reference to Backpage and shit. I perused and went through Backpage a couple times. I ain't gonna stunt. You feel me? And yeah, a lot of them A lot of them bitches up in there talking about I don't talk to black dudes and this, that, and the third. Whoop wham, whoop wham. I'm like, bitch, you better be humble like your daddy. What the fuck you mean? You better be humble like your mama, I mean, shit. What you mean? Your daddy black? What you mean you don't partake in the dark meat? Your daddy black? Flip that shit on them bitches. But yeah, I have noticed, you know, watching certain porn sites and whatnot, some of the black chicks that do the interracial porn, they be fucking with the white boy, some of them be bad as fuck. I mean bad. I'm talking about on some ridiculous shit. I'm like, God damn, you should be wiped up, you so goddamn bad. Like, God damn, how are you this bad and you doing adult films? Like, it's gotta be something wrong with your mental. Shit, the lights don't go all the way to the top floor. You know, the elevator don't go all the way to the top floor or something. You feel me? But yeah, it's not. It's not their beauty. It's not. And I'm in total agreement. And I do see the industry or the vein that a lot of content creators, I'm not gonna say all content creators, bloggers, whoever the fuck you are, whatever the fuck you do, I do see them tapping into the vein of, you know, the reason why black females ain't getting chose is because they, you know, everything wrong with them. You feel me? Like, nah. I'm gonna say the number one piece is gotta be, I'm not even talking about weave, I'm not talking about obesity. The number one piece is that attitude, man. It's that attitude. The number one reason why they ain't getting chose, it starts and it ends with attitude. Straight up. So I agree with the brother on that one. But he was talking about how, you know, off tops, how when you see these chicks, man, like, as soon as you make eye contact with them, they like to turn their face up to you and you know, be on some real snooty shit, man. And I think I might have told this story before, but I'll tell it again. This was back 2015, might have been 2016, when the Royals won the World Series. And we had a parade downtown. And, you know, two of my homies, man, we rode down there 3 deep, man. I'm talking about, man, we was lit by the time we got there, let me tell you. And I'm mad as fuck, because they ain't had no water, no bottled water vendors out there, no food trucks, no nothing. Like, we was walking, shit, by the time we got back to the car, nigga, it was like, shit, we was in the wilderness for 40 years and shit. We was walking around that motherfucker like the goddamn Israelites in the wilderness for 40 years and shit. But yeah, my younger homie, man, he was around there, man, hollering at everything moving and shit. And I won't forget this shit, man. It was these 3 chicks. They was young, like we was like what, latter 20s, early 30s. And these chicks had been in their early 20s. And my homie go to, you know, spit his rapping shit. And the bitch he was talking to, man, she turned around and just had half her face twisted up and shit. Like, the fuck is you looking at? And before he can even say something, I put my hand on his shoulder and like kind of pulled him back. I said, don't talk to them. You see that chick right there? I said, no. Don't even entertain them. Don't give none of them rap. She got her face twisted up like she all that. No, let's keep it pushing. Now my group and they group, now we in a sea of people. You know, we get lost through the shuffle, right? And you know, we walking down to the main pavilion and shit where all the players is, you know, doing their rah-rah shit or whatever. So we meet up probably about a half a block later. And one of the chicks that she was with, I forgot what happened, or something had happened on the sideline, on the sidewalk or something. And her homegirl tried to spark up conversation with me by alluding to this event that just happened. And you know, where we from, we call that jaffing. You feel me? When somebody kind of kissing up to you or brown nosing to you or trying to be really, really friendly with you, we call that jaffing. You know what I mean? Like she was jaffing hard and shit. And I kind of noticed it, but I noticed the group that they was in, and I'm like, nah, that bitch right there, your homegirl gonna be a problem. So, you know, you cute and all, and I see that you jaffing and you kind of digging me, but I don't even want to deal with you because she gonna be in your ear. You know what I mean? And she cute too. And old girl was cute too. So that's why I don't understand why she had to come with that sort of attitude like that. I'm like, sweetheart, you too young and you too cute to be scoring like you a 40-year-old baby mama of 3. Like, why is you even on this shit? Fuck going on? You know, old girl was choosing and she was jeffing with me and shit. But I'm like, I can't even fuck with you. Cause even if I do fuck with you, chances are your girl gonna remember who I am, and she gonna remember how I checked the situation, and I noticed how she was on her fuck shit, and she gonna have a bone to pick with me down the line. So even if we just fucking, or we just casually dating, or whatever the case is, she gonna be a problem. You know? And a lot of females, man, got that problem, man. And it's within their own camp. You feel me? Like this whole niggas ain't shit philosophy. That's a philosophy that's passed orally. You feel me? A lot of these bitches that's talking this niggas ain't shit, they ain't lived that. They heard that. You know? That shit went from her mouth to your ears. And you know, women are followers by nature. They gonna follow whatever the alpha influence is. And if the alpha influence is spouting this niggas ain't shit, then the bitch gonna follow that, even if she ain't lived it. You know what I mean? Because I couldn't tell you how many times a relationship I've been in, where the homegirl or my girl, for whatever reason, whatever bone she had to pick, whether it was with me personally or whether it was with our relationship, stepped in and was like, girl, this nigga ain't shit. Do this, do that. And then inevitably, the relationship dissolves, you know what I mean, into a steaming pile of shit. So, you know, it wasn't the way Shorty was looking, because Shorty was looking good. She had plenty of tread on them ties. She was young, cute. But my man, he didn't get 2 words out, and her goddamn head spin around a full 360, and vomit started coming out her mouth. I'm like, this bitch is looking like the bitch off The Exorcist. She done transformed this shit. Nah, don't talk to her. you know? And a lot of chicks don't realize that, you know, not only their attitude, it's not only their personal attitude, because, you know, they might see a brother who they can, you know, really respond to in a positive way, but they got some marks in their midst, or they got some bitches in their circle that is hell bent on being destructive. So they gonna, you know, do what they gotta do to twist the shit up, you know? But as far as, you know, Brian Solange's MGTOW Monk views that he was, you know, he was putting forth in that video, I'm like, I can't feel you on that one. Shit, I cannot feel you on that one, homie. Shit, let me rap to a chick that is aesthetically pleasing, and I got on some basketball shorts and shit. I'm hunching over. I'm like, calm down, big fella, calm down. It's not go time yet. He ready to take off. He like, shit. You talking to this bitch? She making them facial expressions to you like she wants you. Shit. We about to be at liftoff in T-5, 4, 3. No, bro. Shit, what's it? You know, I'm red pill, but I don't be on some monk shit. You know, I did have my monk phase. Or, you know, I was on that same tip where, you know, I would try to avoid them at all costs. I was on that tip. But I learned, you know, that you gotta kind of practice your people skills, and if you talk to them long enough, just engage these chicks via social media, and just practice on your people game, you know, and they'll reveal a whole bunch of shit to you. You know, mix in some harsh critiques with some softball shit. Mix in a little bit of, you know, good cop, bad cop type of approach with them. Man, you'll get a wealth of information. But if you shut yourself off to them, you know, you ain't gonna learn nothing. I'm on reconnaissance. You feel me? When I'm talking to these chicks, I'm on reconnaissance, and I'm not talking to them from a stance, well, this chick may mess my life up. I'm talking to her from a stance of, what can she do for me in more ways than one? I'm not just talking about from a purely sexual standpoint. What can she do for me? What can she do for me mentally, spiritually, financially, and sexually? You know? Because just like it says in I believe it was the 30, no, not the 33 strategies of war, but the 44 laws of power. If you listen to me, look these books up. You can look them up on YouTube. They got the whole catalog right there. The 33 strategies of war and the 48 laws of power by Robert Greene. And I think he got a third installment called like the 40-something laws of seduction. And then of course everybody knows about the 50th law of power, you know, co-written by 50 Cent. Shout out to Curtis. But in the 48 laws of power, you know, Robert Greene was talking about, you know, how isolation is death. And it was this one Chinese emperor, I forgot his name, but he was so enamored with keeping himself isolated from people that nobody from the court could talk to him but his inner circle. And he couldn't talk to anybody else but his inner circle. So imagine trying to be an emperor and trying to rule, and you only talking to your small circles of in-betweens. Now, you might pass down the edict to the people, and you might pass that edict down through one of your court ears, right? But by the time the edict gets passed down to your people, it might not be the original edict that initially came from your mind. You feel what I'm saying? And what inevitably happens to this emperor is he went on a journey. He was in a caravan, and he wound up dead. And when he got back to the city, his court ears had to sneak him back into the city, and he had been dead for like a week. And shit, I imagine that by the time he was dead, the whole while he was dead, and nobody had seen him, I imagine that his court ears was passing a whole bunch of laws and legislation and whatnot to further their individual agendas. You see what I'm saying? So you can't isolate yourself like that, because if you isolate yourself off to a small circle, your small circle can eventually envelop you and engulf you. You know what I mean? So yeah, it's dangerous engaging these chicks on any and all levels, yeah. But shit, it's dangerous just going about your day to day. You know? More people die in car accidents than folks get accused of this Me Too shit. You see what I'm saying? So you just gonna go full monk and not talk to nobody at all? It's just you and your God, huh? All right. Shit, I be rapping with these bitches, man. Shit, I'm talking to them. I'm trying to pick their brain. I'm trying to see what's what. You feel me? But yeah, check out those that Robert Greene collection, man, with them laws of power, strategies of war, and laws of seduction. But what else on the docket, man? Yeah, I was checking out a Kiddo video. Shout out to the Illionaire. And he had gave his recap on this one brother who was doing a series of, the 10 reasons why you don't have a man. And he alluded to, how a lot of these females, I'm not even gonna say sisters, I'm females in general, man, how their egos is so puffed up. They're so egotistical and so narcissistic that they can't essentially get out their own way. And a lot of these females do believe that a man's purpose is to serve them and be at their beck and call. And they don't quite understand that, that's not how the dynamics between man and woman operate. And they don't learn this until they well into their 30s. And then they're like, damn, I had a good man, but I was on so much bullshit. I want to nag him and bug him. And yeah, sisters, listen. that nagging shit, you know, the brother who did the initial video, that kiddo gave a recap, he said something that was so profound in this video. He said, you know, had you have just simply asked this man, as opposed to do this certain task, as opposed to nagging him, 9 times out of 10, he'd have done it for you. Like, I don't understand, especially black women, I don't understand why y'all gotta go on this overkill. This overkill tip. Like, we're already, the majority of us, we're already conditioned to somewhat bend to the female principle. So I don't get why you have to just go on this bloodthirsty campaign to completely emasculate a man to get him to do what you want him to do. You don't have to do that. We're already predisposed to, if we don't bow, we're at least gonna bend. You feel me? Like, you don't have to come through this motherfucker stomping like goddamn Gojira. Like you fucking Rasputia or something off of Norbit. Oh, I'm gonna show a bitch how to go down the slide looking ass. Goddamn a gorilla. Face ass. You ain't gotta do all that. And see, the problem with a lot of these chicks on why they can't keep a man is they lead with that shit. They lead with that rah, 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 you know, Rasputin ass type of disposition. And then at the 12th hour, when they really need something, that's when they try to turn on their feminine wiles and they try to soften it up and shit. That's when they want to, you know, tone down a little bit. You know, it's 11:59. You feel me? You got 60 seconds until midnight, until your clothes turn back to rags. Now you want to be soft, and now you want to put on the soft voice. Now you want to smile. Now you want to be sensual and use your feminine wiles. And the brother whom you running this game on had you led with your soft and your demure and your feminine wiles and your femininity, had you led with that first, you wouldn't even got to the 12th hour. Because he did, you know, incentives drive behavior, right? If you give him incentive to behave in the manner in which you want him to behave in, he's gonna do that. He's gonna do that. But where a lot of these bitches fall short, they lead with the motherfucking stick. They lead with the Rasputin stick, and then they try to, you know, at the last minute, try to turn into Aisha Curry. Bitch, you ain't Aisha Curry. Fuck you mean? You ain't fooling me. And then they use this little tiny sliver of them acting feminine and not getting what they want. They use that as justification as to why they're not acting feminine to begin with. You see what I'm saying? You Rasputia 95% of the time, and then you want to turn into Aisha Curry for the other 5% of the time. And then when you don't get your desired results, you want to turn around and say, see, that's why I ain't on my Aisha Curry shit. That's why I'm full-blown Rasputia 95% of the time, because y'all niggas don't do what the fuck I want y'all to do when I do act feminine. No, bitch, it's because you Rasputia the majority of the time. You get what you put out, motherfucker. You put out abrasiveness, you gon' receive resistance. That's how this shit works. You ain't got the dick, you not fucking me. The fuck you raising your voice for and being abrasive for? You supposed to be the receiver. I'm supposed to be barking the motherfucking orders and telling how it's supposed to go and how it ain't gonna go. Yeah, man, that nagging piece, and it cold fucks me up, because it'll be bitches who grew up in a household that was led by their mother. They got 3, 4 siblings. All of these motherfuckers got different daddies and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like 2 of them got the same daddy and the other 2 got, daddy number 3 and daddy number 4 and shit. I seen this shit in my own family, man. So the 2 that got the same daddy, they picking on number 3 and number 4. They got different daddies and they cracking on their daddies and shit. They roasting their daddies and shit. So now it's inner turmoil. Now it's not even a sibling. It's not even a battle between siblings. It's a battle that you disrespecting this girl or this boy's father and shit. Anyway, I'm getting off topic and shit. But then, it'll be chicks that'll grow up in a tumultuous, dysfunctional household, and they'll see the strategy. They'll be right there at ground zero and see the failed strategy of their dumbass mama. And they'll turn right around and try to emulate the same failed strategies. Like, bitch, didn't you see this shit back in the 90s when you was 10, 11, 12 years old? How many men that came in and out your motherfucking house? You feel me? Your mama got 6 kids and 8 baby daddies. you feel me? Like like one of them niggas is paying bills that ain't for a kid that ain't even his. Like, goddamn. And she done struck out how many times, and you doing the same fucking play. It's like Madden, right? I remember this back on PlayStation 2 and shit. It's like Madden 06, 07 and shit. On PS2. Bro, you could get that goal line stretch or that goal line sweep. You can get the ball on your 20 and march all the way down the field just running goal line. Set your audibles to a dive, a sweep, a stretch, a fullback dive, and shit. You ain't even had to throw the ball not damn time. It was a glitch. It was a glitch in the game that you can exploit. Madden 07, 08 came around, they took that away. You can't just do goal line from your 20 all the way down and march down the field, man. You can't do that shit. They took that out the game. But you got these dumbass bitches still doing the same, still running the same play. know, it's Madden 18 and shit. They done added a whole bunch of different features, took glitches out, put new glitches in. You can't run that play no more, sis. That shit don't work. But yet and still, you got these bitches still trying to use 2006 Madden strategies in 2018. And what else the brother say on the vid that Kiddo gave a recap on? Learn how to cook. Learn how to cook. Top 3 things. Ladies, listen to me closely. Top 3 things. In this order. Number 1, your attitude. Number 2, your personal hygiene. Keep the potty cake clean. Number 3, cook. Now, cooking is number 3 because you can work on that. You can work on that. Shit, getting in shape, you can work on that. But shit, bitch, your hygiene and your attitude, shit, get a bad yeast infection. And see if your shit don't be stinking. Be walking around here with a goddamn blue waffle. Oh, stinking booty ass. So yeah, keep them 2 things in mind. Your attitude and your hygiene. Number 3, your cooking. Obviously, we don't need to tell you shit. Your physique and your beauty. Yeah, learn how to cook, goddammit. Hell. When you meet a man, you should be asking him what he likes to eat. And you should be even if you don't know how to cook the shit. Like me, I'm gonna tell you, my favorite dish, curry. Don't matter what it is. Depending on, you know, what side of the Caribbean you come from, you might say goat curry or you might say curry goat. Don't care. But curry anything. Duck, chicken, fish, goat, whatever. That's my favorite shit. With 2 rotis and a chow mein. If we on a date, you need to be you need to be inquiring what my favorite dish is. And then when we get to the Netflix and chill, you know, when we get to the Netflix and chill stage or whatever, the next date or whatever the fuck, you need to be pulling out your phone talking about you looking up this recipe for my favorite dish. And you need to be inquiring how I like it. Do I like my curry more brown or on the greenish yellowish side? Do I like it thick or do I like it kind of runny? That's what you need to be inquiring. And if I see you putting in that effort, I'm be like, oh shit, she really with the shit. Okay. And that's when I'm gonna turn around and ask you, what's your dress size? What's your favorite makeup? You do for me, I'm gonna do for you. But you're not gonna be walking around here like the Queen of Hearts off of Alice in Wonderland, the bloody big head, just getting what the fuck you want. You gotta work for that shit. But yeah, though, what the old man podcast last night talking about that polygamy piece. Now, he came forward with some of the, some of his numbers talking about there's less. I mean, as far as the ratio as it pertains to men and women, they're relatively close. I would beg to differ. I don't have any. Obviously, I'm driving right now. I don't have any data on hand, and I'm going straight off the top of the dome. So I can't, I don't know. I don't have the data. I don't have the quant at my fingertips at this moment. But I would venture to say, as far as the male-female ratio in the black community, I had to say, it has to be, given the 80-20 rule, it has to be 4-1. Has to be. It's got to be 4-1. There's got to be 4 women for every man, as far as black folks are concerned. And we're not even taking into account other races. You feel me? So I'm like, numerically, it could work. Numerically, it could work. Now, granted, not every man is gonna get, you get 3 women, shit. You're not gonna get 3 10s. You feel me? You might get 1 10, a 5, and a 7. All right, you got that. You got that. But one of the benefits of it is numbers. It's numbers. As I believe King Solomon said this in the book of Proverbs. I'm paraphrasing. But he said a man with a bunch of sons, those sons are like arrows in his quiver. You get what I'm saying? If you one man and you got 5 sons, that's 5 arrows. Now your moral compass and your vision is the bow. You take one arrow out your quiver, bend it on your bow, you shoot it at the target, you may miss. But you still got 4 more arrows to hit that target. You see what I'm saying? Now, is one woman gonna give you 5 sons? Shit, like my one cousin, he got 5 daughters and 1 son. Shit, and we know women ain't on shit. They ain't building, they ain't carrying on shit. They going with the motherfucking flow. He's betting his whole legacy, his last name, on his 1 son. He got 1 shot. What Eminem say? You got 1 shot. But see, if you got 3 women, hell, you knock one up, she may get pregnant with a daughter. You knock the second one up, She may be pregnant with a daughter. You knock the third one up, she gonna be pregnant with a son. Your next go around, you knock two of them up, they get pregnant with sons. You knock the third one up, she get pregnant with a daughter. The third time around, you knock all three of them up. And she gonna get pregnant with all three of them gonna get pregnant with sons. So now you got 9 children, 6 boys. Now you got 6 arrows in your quiver. You feel me? Now, do I see that happening? Now, hold on. Let me back up a little bit. Now you need a culture, a foundation that's gonna hold this house. That's gonna hold this house up. And us brothers here in the West, we walking on some shaky ass ground. So it's kinda iffy if we can implement that style of culture to get the sons that we need. Oh, and another thing, I forgot what his name is, but his last name is Rothschild. And a lot of brothers have said this before over the internet. I think SWP mentioned it one time when he said Rothschild had 5 sons. It might have been Chronicles of Judah 144 if I'm not mistaken. But he trained all of his sons in banking and financing. And he sent each son to a different country to infiltrate and take over the banking business in said country. Fast forward 100, 150 years later, you motherfuckers damn near run the goddamn planet. You gonna get that out of one woman? You gonna get 5 sons that you can bring up and groom and put under your tutelage, that you can bend to that bow of your vision? Okay. Now, downside to how a lot of the brothers is talking about it, you know, a lot of folks, you know, Shahrazad Ali, she was, you know, and I think Rube brought up, you know who, from Detroit. You know these women out here down bad, and they need a man to, you know, basically take them on. I'm like, listen, I'm not with that shit if I gotta take your seeds on, man. You know what I mean? It's not out the question, because I'm like, shit, I can, you know, if I can mentally instill in him what's in me, then he can be a walking replicant of me. Granted, he's not carrying my DNA, but I still don't want to do that though. I'd rather, at the very least, you know, I done lived my life, my ancestors done lived their lives. They done downloaded a bunch of genetic coding that they done passed down to me. I want to pass down that, you know, that same genetic coding to my seed. I don't know what's on your genetic code. So that's an uphill battle right there, just taking on a woman who already got, you know, 1 or 2 kids already. You feel me? Even if I do pull them out the quiver, bend them to the bow and try to hit that target with them, it's still hit and miss. You feel me? I'm trusting the 23, you know, the 23 alleles from my father and the 23 alleles from my mother. They got, you know, deduce back down to 23 alleles that are me. I'm trusting that. I don't know what the fuck that nigga was on that knocked you up and gave you that baby. I don't know what he was on. So yeah, that from that sense, nah. But we do need them numbers though. I'm not even gonna stunt. You feel me? But Obsidian brought up the violence piece and how polygamous societies are more violent because, you know, you might have some men who are left on the outs who feeling some type of way. I'm like, listen, bro, I got 3 women. They all ain't dimes. I got a 10, a 7, and a 5. Go ahead and get you a 5 and an 8. I'll get you an 8. It's plenty of them. It's 4 to 1 out here as far as I can see it. As far as the violence is concerned, motherfucker, I wish you would. Shit. I'm with all the smoke. Well, not all of it. Shit, let me stop lying. I ain't with all the smoke, but I'm with enough of the smoke. You feel me? Shit. Let me check this time. This shit running on a long ass time. Okay. Now, what I surmise how this shit should go is you get one main one, you know, that you can really lay the game down thick on, you feel me? And she's basically your queen piece on the board. You give her, essentially she gonna be your madam. And you tell her how to run the house. And she keep that motherfucking shit running. Now the other 2 chicks, they gotta fall in line with her, like a chain of command. You know, I hear that it's a lot of work, a lot of responsibility. But if you crown her, you know, second in command, you can kind of spread that responsibility out. You feel me? You tell her how it's gonna go. And then she, you know, you the colonel and she the lieutenant. And she telling your other 2 sergeants how this shit gonna go. Now, you have to keep an eye on that because you know how bitches get. You know, they want to be, they want it to be all about them. So, you know, you might give your lieutenant some marching orders and she might skew it and put her own little twist on it to, you know, further her own little personal agenda. So the shit can, you know, it could spiral out of hand. But how to make that work, in my opinion, how I see it in my eyes, is you got to spread the responsibility out a little bit. You know what I mean? Of course, you got 70. The buck stops with you. But shit, you get your main 30% and let the other 2 fall in line. Shit, you good as gold right there. Now, as far as the violence piece is concerned, shit, all right then. And shit, you shouldn't have to, and you know, I believe Nagone said it. He said, shit, you know, it was either Nagone or the old man who said it, like, shit, I shouldn't have to, you know, put my pimp hand down every motherfucking day to get your ass in line. I shouldn't have to do that. Now, granted, given the laws of this country and shit, you know, if you get in too deep with a chick and you deep six her ass, you looking at some jujitsu ramifications. You know what I'm saying? Shit. But if there was a way around that, you know, then you can just Nino Brown that bitch. Cancel her. I'll buy another one. What else was brought up on that topic? Shit, I think that's all I got, man. This really what I wanted to really what I've been talking about in a lot of my videos over the past year is that the surrogate piece, man. The surrogate piece. You could have a polygamous relationship and it's not just about the sex. It's about rearing progenies for yourself. Now you pay a chick. Now you need money for this. Obviously, you need to get on your gridiron and get your paper up for this. But you pay 3 chicks $20,000 to give you surrogate children, and then after that, you can pay them each $12,000 a year to be a nanny. And to raise it, now they're your employees. You know, you ain't got to pay them enough so they can just boss up on you after 1 year and bounce. You feel me? But from a biological standpoint, they got a connection with that child, so hopefully their motherly instincts can kick in. You feel me? You pay them enough so they can go shopping and you know, buy their little stilettos and shit. Shit, if you can finesse the game to where you putting some dick up in them from time to time, you know what I'm saying, all the better, you know? But shit, paying for a baby and then paying for nanny service. Bitch, I'm basically paying you to take care of your own child. You ain't gotta go out and work, just stay your ass at home. And do what you've been biologically designed to do. But yeah, I think brothers need to look into that surrogate piece, man. And you know, that'll take the family court out the way. You know, you get the right paperwork drawn up that specifies, hey, I'm paying for her to bear me a child for $10,000, $15,000, $20,000. Then I'm paying her what? $10,000, $12,000 a year to be a nanny. Shit, you good as gold. You got 3 nannies in the house, 3 sons. You know, you got your fortune. You know, you building your temple. You building your pyramid. There you go. Cause I mean, and I've said this before, and I'll say it again. Dealing with a chick gonna cost you regardless, right? And this is when I raised the question about, I think it was like the first video when I raised the question about surrogacy. You know, you gonna pay, just like was that white boy off of Martin the plumber, when he said, hey, it may cost you a little, it may cost you a lot, but it will cost you. Eventually, that's just gonna cost you. You feel me? So the surrogate polygamous route, you paying for that shit up front. Shit, it's her motherfucking obligation to deliver on the back end. You done already paid for it. You done paid for your goods and your services. Shit, I said this years ago. Every single relationship, you know, intimate relationship that I get into, I'm looking at it, I'm running my life like a Fortune 500 company. shit. Just like Walmart. They go to a distributor, whether that distributor is groceries, clothing, or domestics, the little plastic furniture that they got up in there and shit. Whoever it is, I go to them, drop a contract. Hey, listen, I need 100 Chester drawers, 200 towels, 30 fucking mirrors, or let's say it's the grocery company. Listen, I need 200 hams, X amount of pound of beef, ground beef, and 200 pounds of turkey legs and shit. I need you to deliver on that. I'm gonna pay you up front. There you go. I'm buying this shit wholesale. Now I need you to deliver. Now if that distributor don't deliver on their product, on their goods and services, then then the course is in your favor. All this shit, man, everything in this country is a business transaction. Everything. As soon as you born, your social security is used to basically use you as a mini corporation. Everything. This country is a corporation. Everything that you do on your day-to-day basis is a corporation. So why don't we treat dating and mating and reproduction as a corporate entity? Yeah, bitch, you can put your emotions into it and try to blow up the spot if you want to. Yeah, if you want to. But how the old folks, you say, I got papers on you. You sign on the dotted line. I bought your ass to give me a son and 3 years of nanny service. Now, bitch, do your job. But I do see the inter-turmoil aspect because, that shit was in the Bible. With Sarah and Leah. Was it Leah? Or, what's that chick name? It's Judah's mama. Judah's mama, the one that had the majority of the kids. Cause Sarah was Jacob's main, not Jacob, Abraham. Sarah was Abraham's main, right? Then he had the Lynn, forgot what her name was. Then he had a concubine. Now Lynn, she had the majority of the kids. Sarah had like 2 or 3 of them, right? Then the concubine came in and pushed out 3 or 4 of them. You feel me? And there was some inner strife between them two. I believe one of the stories went something like Lynn came to Sarah and was like, I want to lay with my husband. I'll give you X amount of figs for you and your kids if you let me have a night with my husband. Because, Abraham was sweet on his main, so he was giving all the dick to his main, and his second in command was like, shit, I'm over here, you feel me? I need some attention too. So I can see where the strife between the women can come into play. The outside strife between the men who looking at it with envy, motherfucker, hey, you cross that gun line if you want to, motherfucker. You better keep it moving. But as far as the inner turmoil with the women, yeah, I can see that. But if you go at it from a corporate standpoint and just keep this shit as Eric B. and Rakim, not Eric B. and Rakim, EPMD once put it's strictly business. strictly business. If you keep it strictly business, and shit, you know, they're gonna be walking around your house for 3, 4, 5 years and shit, you know. One of them gonna wanna stick around. You get the kids old enough to where they can go to school and are, you know, they coming up into their early childhood, then you good. But one of them gonna wanna stick around. But from infancy to 5 years old, it's strictly business. So, you know, that's how you can mitigate that shit. Cause what Huey Freeman say in the first season of Boondocks when he had to do the school play about Black Jesus, and every time he do something controversial, the motherfuckers try to check him on it. He's like, contract. Shit, we need to come up with our own contractual agreements, and then when these bitches want to get on, you know, want to get PMSy and want to blow up the spot, contract. Yeah, fall back in line. But yeah, man, that's my take, man, on all this. We go ahead and get off of here, man. It's over our ass, shit. Yeah, though. This is Benjamin D'Souza, the Yaochuan Emperor. Like, share, subscribe. You can reach me at one people, one nation, one destiny at gmail.com.